Hey guys, I am so excited to share this video right now because this is what every applicant should know if they are applying for a Canadian permanent residence. Now this video is for two types of applicants. The first is for people who are just starting out their application for PR. Now the second is for people who have started out their application but are not maximizing their chances of immigrating to Canada, perhaps because of lack of knowledge, lack of proper guidance, and lack of money to actually support their application, and so they are missing out some of the most important pathways to immigrate to Canada. But don't worry guys, because in this video, I am going to guide you all throughout the entire process. Now, after you guys watch the entire video, can you please comment down below which pathway best fits your profile? My name is Id, let's get started.
With you by my side, I gotta ride or die. We'll be rebels, you and me. Sailing towards the sun like we shot from guns, living in a fantasy.
By the way, later in this video guys, I am going to provide you a link where you can download a free ebook to improve your IELTS writing so that you guys can score higher in IELTS writing. In fact, this ebook has helped me a lot in improving my score in IELTS writing. Before we move on guys, please consider subscribing to my channel, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate all of the support. Now, immigrating to Canada is based solely on your profile. That's why in this video, we are going to assess your profile to see which pathway you are more likely to succeed. First, not everyone talks about this, but this is the very first thing that you need to ask yourself. Are you eligible to immigrate to Canada as a refugee, also called asylum? Now, before we move on guys, I just want to share you a story that my friend has told me about refugees in Canada. So, a lot of people are coming to Canada as a temporary resident. So these are visitors, students, or workers, and then they never come back to their home country. And then after a few years, they apply as a refugee here in Canada, and then they get their permanent residence. Now guys, according to data, 341,000 permanent residents will be admitted in Canada in 2020 alone, and about 50,000 of these are refugees. In Canada, a successful refugee case will lead to a permanent resident status, including immediate family members, and very few countries in the world offer these benefits. Now let's talk about which countries has the highest number of refugees. Well guys, for your information, Indian nationals made the majority of their asylum claims at inland offices, and most were filed in the Quebec region, specifically at Montreal Immigration. And then other top countries include Nigeria, Colombia, Mexico, and Romania. Now let's talk about the top factors that push people to leave their home country and then resettle in Canada. Well, these factors include human trafficking, increasing religious tensions, violence against women and girls, honor killings, extensive poverty, widespread corruption, and even dangerous levels of air pollution. Now let us assess your profile to see if you are eligible to apply to Canada as a refugee. Now guys, there are two refugee classes that you can be eligible under. The first one is the Convention Refugee Abroad class, and you may be in this class if you are outside of your home country and cannot return there due to fear of persecution based on race, religion, political opinion, nationality, or membership in a particular social group. Now the second class is called the Country of Asylum class. So you guys are eligible under this class if you are outside of your home country or inside the country where you normally live and have been seriously affected by civil war or armed conflict, or have been denied basic human rights on an ongoing basis. Now, after understanding the eligibility requirements, you guys can now reassess your profile if you are eligible to apply to Canada as a refugee. Now let's move on to the second assessment. Let's talk about your financial capacity. You know, a lot of people cannot move to Canada because they do not have enough money to support their application. And so I want to ask you guys, how much money do you have in your bank account right now? Or how much money can you make or borrow in the next few weeks? First scenario. What if you are someone who is broke and does not have enough money to support your application? Then your best bet is to apply for AIPP, which is the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So if you guys have very little savings, then definitely this pathway is for you because the proof of funds is very low. In fact, for single applicant, it's only about $3,240. For a family of 2, it's $4,034. And for a family of 3, that is 4,959 Canadian dollars, and so on and so forth. But wait, because there's more. Not only this program requires very low proof of funds, but also a very low IELTS score requirement as low as CLB Level 4, a very low education level as low as a diploma, and of course it doesn't require a CRS score because this is not express entry. Well, good news guys, because I did create a very comprehensive, very detailed step-by-step process on how to apply for the AIPP. So all you have to do is go to my channel, which is ZT Canada or ZT Canada, and then just scroll all the way down until you find this thumbnail over here. And the title is Easiest and Fastest Way to Immigrate to Canada. So let's go ahead and click on that. And this is actually me with the label Low Proof of Funds of 3,000 plus Canadian dollars for AIPP. Second scenario. What if you guys have a huge savings and can easily get a loan approval from a bank? Then you can come to Canada as an international student. Alright, so let's take a look at the tuition fees and related costs if you guys are coming here in Canada as an international student. By the way, what you guys are seeing right now is the website of George Brown College, which is one of the leading designated learning institution here in Canada, specifically here in Toronto, Ontario. And this is actually where I'm currently working right now. Now let's take a look at the fees down here. So there's different options here. I would advise that you take up a degree program instead of a certificate, because with a degree program you will have 3 years of work experience extension, and that means you have more time to actually find a job and a work here in Canada and a 1-year work experience. A lot of people are taking up certificate programs, but they are only given 1-year work extension, so they don't have much time and time to find a work or job, and they end up going back to their home country and no longer pursue their Canadian dreams. So if I were you, I would take a degree program instead. And let's take a look at some of the costs or fees for the degree program. Application fee is $95. Tuition fee is $17,000 for 2 semesters, and so on and so forth. How about the living costs? For a homestay placement fee, it's $225. Airport reception fee $120, and so on and so forth. Guys, you have additional 20 hours of work per week that you can take. So take advantage of that, because I believe that will be sufficient enough for you to be able to survive here in Canada, especially if you guys have a relative or friend who is already living here in Canada. That will help you with your accommodation costs as well. And good news guys, because on top of that, you can also participate in scholarships so that you can reduce your cost and actually get more savings. The link is over here. You can read through more information about scholarships and grants here in George Brown College. To find out if you guys are eligible, simply click on the eligible students link right here. And of course, more than that, there's actually a program that helps students save more money, and it's called the Ontario Student Assistance Program, also known as the OSAP, which is a financial aid program that can help you pay for college or university. It offers funding through grants or a student loan. Guys, this program is available only in Ontario. If you are planning to study in different provinces, for example, Alberta or British Columbia, then they also have their own specific programs. So guys, the link is here. Simply go ahead and check out this link to know more or read more about this assistance program. Guys, if you're looking to become a permanent resident of Canada through this pathway, I did create a very detailed step-by-step video on how to become a permanent resident of Canada as an international student. Just go to my channel, which is ZT Canada or ZT Canada, and then scroll all the way down and look for this thumbnail here. The title is How to Apply for Canada Study Permit. Let's take a look at some of my clips. So this is me with the blue brace, which I didn't actually like. Just kidding, guys. So this is actually a step-by-step process. The first step is study permits, the second is PGWP, and the third step is PR visa. Now let's move on to the third assessment. Let's talk about your English proficiency, or how good is your command of the English language in terms of speaking, listening, reading, and writing. First scenario. What if you guys have a very good command of the English language? By all means, target the Federal Express entry. Again, as you guys know, a high CLB level yields to a higher CRS score. Now stay tuned, guys, because later on in this video, I am going to mention the link where you can download a free IELTS ebook writing that helped me score higher in IELTS writing. And that ebook will actually unleash your talent to get a higher score in IELTS writing so that you guys can get a higher CRS score and definitely an ITA in the next draw. Now, I created two very detailed step-by-step process on how to become a permanent resident of Canada. The first one is right here, and the next one is right down here. So go ahead and check them. Second scenario. What if your English level is not that good? Now your best bet is SINP. Again, as you guys know, the SINP accepts IELTS score as low as CLB Level 4. That means speaking 4.0, listening 4.5, reading 3.5, and writing 4.0. So some applicants find this IELTS requirement extremely difficult to meet, but in reality, guys, there are ways to make it to Canada even at a lower IELTS score. Now let's move on to the fourth assessment. Let's talk about your occupation. First scenario. What if your occupation or NOC code is highly in demand? Then you should go for AINP or OINP. Alright, so the key concept to understand with Alberta is that they are normally sending invites to people or applicants whose occupations are highly in demand. They actually have what they call the Occupational Demand and Supply Outlook for 2015 to 2025. Now, 10-year outlook forecasts that Alberta's labor market will grow by approximately 401,000 workers, and a net increase of 352,000 workers is expected to join the labor force. Now, these occupations or NOC codes, guys, are updated regularly depending on the demand. And in order to find out these jobs or occupations, simply go to ztcanada.com and then under jobs, scroll down below and click on the title which says High Demand NOC Codes Occupations in Alberta. Now, Ontario, guys, has a specific stream called the In-Demand Skill Stream, which gives foreign workers with a job offer in specific in-demand occupations such as in agriculture, construction, trucking, or personal support. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys exactly the list of occupations that Ontario is looking for right now. So these are NOC codes 3413, 4412, 7441, 7511, 7521, and so on and so forth. Now these jobs, guys, are under skill level C or D. Now what if you are from a different skill type, let's say an engineer, which is skill type A? Then it doesn't matter, for as long as you have the required experience to perform these jobs, then you are classified under that skill type. Remember, guys, that skill type or NOC code is based on job duties and not on job title. Second scenario. What if your occupation is not so in demand but you have a good work experience?
Then you should try QSWP. Alright, so Quebec, guys, has a program called the Regular Skilled Worker, which is not express entry, and they have their own set of rules of inviting applicants. Actually, it's in the basis of a selection grid with points awarded on the basis of various selection factors and criteria, which I am going to show you guys right now. Alright, so what you're seeing right now is the selection grid table for the Regular Skilled Worker program. Now you might be asking, guys, how do you know if you will be invited by Quebec? Well, you guys are invited based on several factors, which are training, experience, age, language proficiency, connection to Quebec, an accompanying spouse, a valid job offer, and you must score at least 50 points if you do not have a spouse, or if you guys have a spouse, then you must get a score of 59 points. Now, unlike other programs where they are looking for specific in-demand skill set, Quebec does not have such mechanism. As a matter of fact, the more experience you have, the higher your points is in terms of experience.
Now let's move on to the fifth assessment. Let's talk about your connection to Canada. First scenario, you guys have a family in Canada.
Then you should go for family sponsorship. Now before we move on, guys, thank you so much for going this far, and because of that, I am going to tell you the link to download the free IELTS Writing ebook. So please go to the link ztcanada.com/IELTS-writing. Let me repeat that. That's ztcanada.com/IELTS-writing. Let me spell that out for you. That's ztcanada.com/IELTS-writing. Now let's talk about family sponsorship. So a person can sponsor certain relatives to come to Canada if that person is at least 18 years old and a Canadian citizen, a person registered in Canada as an Indian under the Canadian Indian Act, or a permanent resident of Canada.
Second scenario, you do not have a family in Canada, but you have a friend or a relative in Canada.
Then you should go for MPNP. Alright, guys, so with Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, which is MPNP, you must have a relative or a friend who is a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen, and they will be able to sponsor you to come to immigrate to Canada. So with MPNP, that is how it works.
Third scenario, you do not have a family, you do not have a friend, and you do not have a relative in Canada.
Then you must take the following programs. Now let's all summarize the list of Canadian programs. We start with Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, that's AINP, British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program, BCPNP, Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, that's MPNP, New Brunswick Provincial Nominee Program, NBPNP, Newfoundland and Labrador Provincial Nominee Program, that's NLPNP, Nova Scotia Nominee Program, that's NSNP, Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, OINP, Prince Edward Island Provincial Nominee Program, PEI, PNP, Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, SINP, Northwest Territories Nominee Program, NTNP, and Yukon Nominee Program, YNP. And now let's take a look at the summary of immigration pilot programs. The first one is Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, AIPP, followed by Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program, that's RNIP, Regional Immigration Pilot Program, RNIP, and Municipal Nominee Program, MNP, which is still about to be announced.
Thank you so much guys for watching. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write down in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't watched my previous videos about express entry, you can try going through these videos right here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Good luck!